Hey Betty, welcome back. It's great to see you again. But first of all, I have some good news. You did the right thing in coming in to see us. After examining your x-rays and the results of the series of tests, I feel very confident in what you have as treatable chiropractic care. So the good news is you're in the right place at the right time. Now, because what you have is a chiropractic problem, I just want to go over some important facts about chiropractic care. As you may remember from the video that we had you watch yesterday, chiropractic's not new, it's not experimental, it's been a successful choice of treatment for cases just like yours for over 100 years now. In fact, the results with chiropractic care have been so popular and successful that it's actually the second largest healing profession in the Western world. But what is most important for you to know is that in a study reported by WebMD on 2 million patients over 4 years, chiropractic care had a 95% satisfactory rate with our patients. 95%, let me tell you, in the medical world of healthcare, it's almost impossible to find a better record or success rate than that. So you can feel confident that you're in the right place for the solution of the health problem that you have. Now, one more important thing for you to know about your choice in healthcare is that chiropractic is natural, and that's really important in our world today, Betty. We become pretty drug dependent, and our bodies are actually created with this amazing healing capacity that's always going to be superior to anything man could create, like a drug. Have you ever thought about how the body knows how to heal itself after something as simple as a cut on your finger? It stops the bleeding, puts itself back together, and in a short time, you're unsure what finger that cut even was on. And the body naturally heals itself like that through a system called the central nervous system. The body knows better than you do what it needs to be healthy, and when there's no nerve interference, the body can better diagnose itself and then heal itself through this nervous system. So that's why the first choice of healing should be natural before resorting to drugs with all their harmful side effects and risks of addictions. Drugs have their place, but we like to see it as a last resort, not a first resort. All right, let's talk about what got you here, why you're feeling this way, and why you have this pain. First of all, this issue, it didn't just start yesterday. Didn't even start the day your pain started. Pain is actually usually the last thing to show up in these types of problems. This issue has been building up over a lot of time and caused by an accumulation of many events throughout your life. In fact, we can even bring it all the way back to childbirth. Anyone who has witnessed childbirth can attest to that trauma that head, neck, and spine are put through. And it doesn't stop there either. Think back to all the hundreds of falls, spills, accidents that you experienced as a child and as a teenager. We've needed this care all while growing up. When you think about it, it's amazing that any of us live past 5 years old with all those falls and hits that our bodies have taken. And yet all of our physical traumas as kids go untreated. So the point is that you've needed chiropractic care since birth, and it probably would have saved you from a lot of wear and tear and damage that you have now. Certainly, if you have kids or plan to in the future, you need to keep this in mind because they're probably going to live to be 100 years old, and you want them to have good mobility the whole time they're alive. But now let's add in the lifestyle you have now. Betty, it would be impossible to count the number of improper lifting or physical trauma events that you've experienced over your years alive. That's why I say it isn't just one event that caused this. You have years of wear and tear already. And keep in mind, that's absolutely no prevention, no care, no treatment, no efforts to offset that wear and tear at all. What if you had never brushed your teeth or been to the dentist? Nothing from childbirth till now. What kind of condition do you think your teeth would be in? Obviously, they would have fallen out by now. And throughout the years, you have a lot of nerve damage and tissue damage, and virtually it's been left untreated. So you need to remember that since it's taken years to create this physical condition, it's not going to be corrected in one day. As an example, we might gain weight over a 10-year time period and want to lose it in 10 days, but we know it's not going to happen. It takes time. But now let's talk about where you're at now and the findings of our exam and the results of all that untreated activity and damage. Your spine has been pushed and pulled out of alignment, causing less flexibility, causing irritation, creating swelling, and pinching of the nerves that flow in between the individual bones of your spine. Those individual bones of your spine are called vertebrae, and the medical term for that pinching is called a subluxation. If we look on this chart over here, we can see some of the things associated with subluxations in the different regions of our spine. And I think you'll find it fascinating. The reason that so much of your health is impacted by this is because your nerves, they run from your brain, and they communicate commands to all parts of our body and organs that are there. That's how the body knows how to function and heal itself. So you came here today with low back pain. If we look here at some of the problems associated with the nerves in that part of the body, you can see pain down the legs, pain in the groin, even abdominal pain. Sounds a lot like your issues, doesn't it? So these subluxations, it's kind of like the same effect that we get today with our cell phones. When we have interference to that call, we'll either lose that call or the communication starts to break up, right? So we immediately try to get to an area where we can remove that interference and get that whole message. Same thing is happening with your central nervous system. There's nerve interference and your body's communication is cut off, and the result is pain and dis-ease. So these subluxations, they cause more than just neck and back pain. They can cause many other types of dis-ease as well. And when we remove that interference, you're more than likely to experience better health in many parts of your body, not just where you're having back pain. Does that make sense? Okay, as you can see here, there are 4 stages of spinal degeneration. Just as in other health conditions that you are more familiar with, like cancer as an example that nearly everyone knows something about, the longer we let this go, the more severe the stage gets and the more severe our health problems become. That's why it's important to start treating and preventing any further stages of degeneration now. Okay, let me show you your x-rays so you can see what I'm talking about. Since you can't take these with you, I'm going to circle this area on your report that most exemplifies your current stage and condition so you can take it home and show whoever you want, okay? Alright, I think we spent enough time describing the cause of your problem. Let's move on to the most important part, the part that I'm sure you most care about, the solution. The solution for your healing process and wellness is a series of adjustments. I'm going to start adjusting your spine back into its proper alignment, but let's talk a little bit about what those adjustments do for you because it's not something that we can see. There are 3 main things that are happening. First, I'm removing that nerve interference so your body has 100% capacity to heal itself from your pain and even other sickness. Second, I'm removing that nerve interference so your body has 100% capacity to prevent any future sickness and pain so that you don't experience so much sickness in the first place. And third, I'm removing that nerve interference so your body can preserve your future mobility so that you can have good mobility the whole time you're alive. Betty, you probably noticed a moment ago that I said the solution for your healing process is a series of adjustments. Did you catch that? Well, that is for the same reason that orthodontist doesn't just reach into our mouth and put our teeth in their proper place in one visit to their office. They'll tell you it takes a series of visits over time that'll eventually get those teeth in their proper place, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here, okay? The truth is, your spine has been misaligned for a long time. Your body thinks that what we saw in the x-rays is normal, so we're going to have to retrain your body and spine to remember that proper position as being correct or normal. It's going to be kind of like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. I'll adjust your spine, and frankly, it's going to want to readjust back to where it thinks it's used to being. We're continue to adjust until we have that body and spine retrained, and it's going to take a little bit of time. That's why it's really important to follow the prescribed visits to a T. Don't miss any so we can retrain that body and spine and get your health back. Can you see why that's so important? The number of treatments and their frequency is really essential to getting your health back.